He was standing alone in his kitchen, perhaps making a morning coffee, when his arm suddenly went dead. It wasn't just a twitch, it was a total loss of feeling. When he tried to call out, his words turned into a messy slur. In that terrifying moment, most people would freeze or try to fight it. But this man did the one specific thing that bought his brain precious time before the ambulance pulled into the driveway. I'm Dr. Howard Tucker. I've spent decades working in emergency medicine and studying what keeps us alive past the age of 60. Today, I want to share a story that stops me in my tracks, because it wasn't luck that saved this man, it was knowledge. Joining me is Dr. Hinohara, a legend in the field of longevity who understands the quiet language of the human body. What happened in that kitchen isn't rare, but the man's reaction was, and that reaction is what we need to talk about. The window of opportunity. We are often told that a stroke is like a lightning strike, instant, catastrophic, and completely out of our control. But science paints a different picture. Data from major stroke associations suggests that many strokes happen over minutes, not split seconds. There is a window. It is a small, shrinking window, but it is there. The tragedy is that most seniors feel the symptoms, the heaviness, the confusion, and they wait. They sit in a chair and hope it passes. That waiting period is when the damage accelerates. Today we aren't talking about diet or exercise. We are talking about what you do during the attack. We need to understand what the brain is losing and the single physical action that can slow that loss down. We aren't giving you the full method just yet because you need to understand why it works first. If you understand the why, you will remember it when panic sets in. This isn't about replacing 911. It's about protecting your brain while the sirens are still in the distance. The panic response. When a stroke begins, your brain isn't dead, it's panicking. Blood flow is restricted, oxygen levels drop, and neurons start to misfire. This is why you might feel tingling, facial drooping, or sudden confusion. The biggest enemy in this moment is your own body's stress response. When you realize something is wrong, your heart starts pounding, your blood pressure spikes, your breathing becomes shallow and fast. Think about what that does. Your brain is starving for oxygen, and suddenly your panic forces it to run a marathon. You are increasing the demand for fuel at the exact moment the supply line is cut. This mismatch is what kills brain tissue. The goal, therefore, is to do the opposite. We need to lower the demand. We need to put the brain into power saver mode. The intervention, gravity and biology. This brings us back to the man in the kitchen. He didn't try to stay standing. He didn't pace the floor. He didn't sit upright in a rigid chair. He worked with his physiology. He lay down on the floor, but he didn't just lie flat. He lay on his side. He grabbed a cushion to keep his head slightly elevated, just enough to reduce the pressure inside the skull without cutting off flow. And then he focused entirely on his breathing. Slow, deep breaths in through the nose and long exhales. Why does this matter? By lying on his side, he kept his airway clear. By elevating his head slightly, he helped blood drain properly, reducing intracranial pressure. But the breathing was the key. Slow, rhythmous breathing tells the nervous system that you are safe. It forces the heart rate to slow down. It drops blood pressure. It stabilizes the system. He was essentially buying his brain minutes of survival by reducing the stress on his blood vessels. Why seniors need this? This is critical for anyone over 60. As we age, our blood vessels lose their elasticity. They don't handle pressure spikes as well as they used to. A younger body might tolerate the stress of a stroke better, but an older brain needs every advantage it can get. By getting horizontal and staying calm, you are manually assisting your body's circulation. Let's be very clear about when to use this. This is for the moment you feel the symptoms, the facial droop, the arm weakness, the slurred speech. You or someone with you must call 911 immediately. That is step 1. But step 2 is the posture. Get on your side, support the head, breathe slow. Do not do this if the person is unconscious or has suffered a fall and might have a neck injury. In those cases, don't move them. But for the conscious person feeling a stroke come on, this posture is a shield. Mental rehearsal. The problem with emergencies is that logic goes out the window. Fear takes over. The only thing that survives fear is muscle memory. That is why you need to practice this in your mind right now. Visualize the symptoms. Visualize the decision to stop moving. Visualize getting onto your side and slowing your breath. Athletes do this to perform under pressure. Seniors should do it to survive. If you never have to use this information, that is the best case scenario. But if you do, this simple knowledge transforms you from a helpless victim into an active participant in your own survival. You're not curing the stroke, but you are protecting the penumbra, that salvageable area of the brain, until the doctors can do their job. So here is the takeaway to lock into your memory. Side, support, slow breath. It's simple, it's human, and it works because your body already knows how to survive. Sometimes it just needs you to get out of the way and let it do its job. The next time your body whispers that something is wrong, don't freeze. Listen, lie down, and breathe.